everyone, I'm Anna, your cinephile host. Today we will lose ourselves in Chris Nolan's dream world. That's right, I'm talking about the movie Inception. It's about a thief called Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who can access people's dreams and steal their ideas. He has some issues to sort and a past to make up for. One last job and he might just get the chance to go home. Effectively, you could call Inception a movie about a robbery, you could call it a love story, you could call it science fiction, I guess, but of this world. We all dream. Imagine if those dreams weren't just ours alone. Ultimately, Inception is a movie of ideas, not characters, even though it's about human psychology. And the idea that holds everything together is that dreams are essentially realistic. So, let's watch Inception, a big brain teaser of a movie and a great conversation piece. Dominic Cobb and Arthur are extractors. They perform corporate espionage using experimental military technology to infiltrate the subconscious of their targets and extract valuable information through a shared dream world. Each of the extractors carries a totem, a personalized small object whose behavior is unpredictable to anyone except to the totem's owner, to determine if they are within another person's dream. Cobb's totem is a spinning top that spins perpetually in the dream state. Their largest target, Japanese businessman Saito, reveals that he arranged their mission himself to test Cobb for a seemingly impossible job: implanting an idea in a person's subconscious, or Inception. To break up the energy conglomerate of his competitor, Maurice Fisher, Saito wants Cobb to convince Fisher's son and heir, Robert, to dissolve his father's company. In return, Saito promises to use his influence once the job is done to clear Cobb's apparent criminal status, which prevents him from returning home to his children.
I can't speak.
What do you want from us?
Inception. Is it possible?
Of course not.
If you can steal an idea from someone's mind, why can't you plant one there instead?
Okay, here's me planting an idea in your head. I say to you, don't think about elephants. What are you thinking about?
Elephants.
Right, but it's not your idea because you know I gave it to you. The subject's mind can always trace the genesis of the idea. True inspiration's impossible to fake.
It's not true.
Cobb assembles his team: Eames, an identity forger; Yusuf, a chemist who creates the powerful sedative needed to stabilize the layers of the shared dream; and Ariadne, a young student architect tasked with designing the labyrinth of the dream landscapes. Although Cobb's first rule is never to use memories to build dreams, the memory of his dead ex-wife Mel violently invades his shared dream with Ariadne.
These aren't just dreams. These are memories, and you said never to use memories.
I know I did.
You're trying to keep her alive. You can't let her go.
Eames maintains that the incepted idea must be simple, seemingly self-generated, and planted over 3 layers of Robert's dream.
They say we only use a fraction of our brain's true potential. Now, that's when we're awake. When we're asleep, our mind can do almost anything.
The job is set into motion when Maurice Fisher dies, and his son accompanies his father's body from Sydney to Los Angeles. During the flight, Cobb sedates Fisher and the team brings him into a 3-level shared dream. At each stage, the member of the team who is creating the dream remains, while the other team members fall asleep within the dream to travel further down into Fisher's subconscious. The dreamers will then ride a synchronized system of kicks, a car driving off a bridge, a falling elevator, and a collapsing building, to back up the levels to wake up to reality. The first level is Yusuf's dream of a rainy Los Angeles. The team successfully abducts Fisher, but then they are attacked by Fisher's militarized subconscious projections, which have been trained to hunt and kill extractors. Saito is mortally wounded during the shootout, but due to the strength of Yusuf's sedative, dying in the dream will send them into limbo, a deep subconscious level where they may lose their grip on reality and be trapped indefinitely.
Downwards is the only way forwards. Get ready. You, come on, let's go shake him up.
Eames impersonates Robert's godfather and
There's
uncle,
something useful,
Peter
please.
Browning, to suggest Robert reconsider his father's will.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Yusuf drives them around in a van as the rest are sedated into the second level, a hotel dreamed by
There
Arthur.
goes Mr. Charles.
There, Cobb
Subconscious
manipulates
security.
Robert into
You're talking
becoming
about dreams.
suspicious of the motives
Said
of
you were
his
kidnapped
uncle
together?
Peter,
Well,
and the three of them sink into a third layer of the dream. The third level is a fortified hospital on a snowy mountain dreamed by Eames. The team has to infiltrate it and hold off the guards as Saito takes Robert into the equivalent of his subconscious. Yusuf, under pursuit by Robert's projections of the third level, deliberately drives off a bridge and initiates his kick too soon. This causes an avalanche in Eames' level and removes the gravity of Arthur's level, forcing him to improvise a new kick synchronized with the van hitting the water. Mel's projection emerges and kills Robert. Cobb kills Mel and Saito gives in to his wounds. Cobb and Ariadne enter Limbo to rescue Robert and Saito, while Eames sets up a kick by rigging the hospital with explosives.
An idea is like a virus. Resilient. Highly contagious. And the smallest seed of an idea can grow. It can grow to define or destroy you.
Cobb chooses to remain in Limbo to search for Saito. Eames defibrillates Fisher to bring him back up to the third level mountain fortress, where he enters a safe room and discovers and accepts the idea to split up his father's business empire. Leaving Cobb behind, the team members escape by riding the kicks back up the levels of the dream. Cobb eventually finds an elderly Saito who has been waiting in Limbo for decades in dream time, just a few hours in real time, and the two help each other to remember their arrangement. The team awakens on the flight. Saito arranges for Cobb to get through US Customs. He arrives home and goes outside to play with his children, while his totem continues to spin. Inception is a thrilling and bold movie, and it will reach well beyond your wildest dreams. An open-ended conclusion can be read in different ways and is a perfect climax to a film digging into the human mind. Just when you think Inception can possibly become more complex and more commanding of our attention, it does. Then does it some more. Don't be surprised if your brain hurts, in a good kind of way. You will certainly learn a lot of interesting words and acquire many fascinating ideas while watching this movie. As Cobb says, they say we only use a fraction of our brain's true potential. Now that's when we are awake. When we're asleep, our mind can do almost anything. That's something to keep in mind. You might ask yourself, am I dreaming now? And the answer is probably not, because getting the kick is a sure way to wake up, and Inception certainly provides a pretty big kick. I'm your host Anna, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find more episodes and more English educational materials on Funde website. Stay tuned.
If I jumped, would I survive?
A clean dive, perhaps. Oh, what are you doing here?
I thought you might be missing me.
You know that I am. But I can't trust you anymore.
So what? Looks like Arthur's taste.
Actually, the subject is partial to post-war British painters. Please, have a seat.
Tell me, do the children miss me?
I can't imagine.
What are you doing?
Just getting some fresh air. Stay where you are, Ma.